welcome back to my channel. Today we will be learning about population proportion and sample proportion. So, uh, here, when you say population proportion, um, it is a part of the population with a particular attribute. With a particular attribute. So, in Bisaya, mora siya og ano, unsay naka unique sa iyaha or unsa siya about, or in other words, particular characteristic or trait expressed as a fraction, decimal, or percentage of the whole population. It is denoted by P. So, that is a popular population proportion. You can easily spot a population proportion when it is either a fraction, decimal, or percentage of that population. I'll cite some example. I'll cite an example. Um, in Japan, I'll write it here as an example. In Japan, 30% of its citizen are senior citizens. So, kwan siya, the P here, the population proportion is the 30% or 0.3. So this is a particular attribute or trait of a particular population. So the population is Japan, right? And the population that is stated is 30% sa Japan are senior citizens. Okay? So sample proportion, on the other hand, is the ratio of the number of elements in the sample possessing the characteristics of interest over the number of elements in the sample, or N. Sample or N. It's denoted as P hat. Kani, P hat. P hat. Ang P, the P has a hat. So, that is the sample proportion. So, um, I'll write, ano, I'll write a formula for, ano, for this. So, when you say, sorry, when you say sample proportion, ako ni sumpayan na. So, in Japan, 30% of its citizens are senior citizens. When you talk about, for example, among these senior citizens, what percentage owns a cell phone? So, from the population proportion, it's asking about the sample proportion. So, among the 30%, which is 30% senior citizens, unsa ang percentage nga sa mga senior citizens nga naay cellphone? So, mathematically, proportion, let's say, population proportion is denoted as P equals number of members in the population with particular attribute. attribute divided by or over number of members in the population. On the other hand, when you say p hat or sample proportion, it is the random variable. You don't need to memorize this word for word. You just need to grasp the concept. Random variable for the number of successes in n samples divided by number of trials or the size of the sample. So, ang ganitong sample proportion, pwede rin siya x over n. Right? We know that the sample size is n, and let's just say that x is the number of successes in n samples. So in our example here, kung may success is what percentage owns a cell phone, or how many senior citizens from the 30% of Japan owns a cell phone. So that is the success. The fail, on the other hand, is those senior citizens who don't own a cell phone. Okay, so for the sample proportion, we only get the success divided by how many are there, or what is the sample size. Okay, let's say ha na mm, the number of senior citizens is 500. This is the total number of senior citizens in Japan. For example, and we know that out of this 400, how many owns a cell phone? Let's say that is a success, right? Because they own a cell phone. So let's say that they have 421 out of 500. So we have 0.84. So out of the 500 senior citizens in Japan, 421 of them owns a cell phone. So the sample proportion is 0.84%. And to answer the question, that is 84%. 84% of the senior citizens owns a cell phone. Okay. Let's have another example here. So, for a class project, a grade 12 Hume student wants to estimate the percentage of students in his school who are registered voters. So, usually, basta when you are in grade 12, there are 17 or 18 year olds. So, from 45%, from the 45% grade 12 students, he surveys 500 students and finds that 200 are registered voters. So, what does it mean? So, gikuha lang niya, he took the 45% grade 12 students, right? And iyang survey and finds that 200 are registered voters. Determine the question here is instruction here is determine the value of p and compute for the sample proportion p hat. Okay. So this is actually simple. We know that p, or population proportion, is 45% or 0.45. For the p hat, it is x over n. Right? Success ang x and n is the number of samples. So x here is success. The success here are registered voters. Ang fail is not registered voters. So X here is 200 over how many did he survey? 500. Therefore, we have 0.4 or 45, 40%. Okay. So, using the central limit theorem in testing population proportion. Using central limit theorem in testing population proportion. I hope you still remember the central limit theorem, right? We know that in central limit theorem, we know that x bar minus mu over sigma over square root of n, right? Where z is where a random variable is normally distributed with mean and standard deviation. Okay. When can we use, the question here is, when can we use the central limit theorem or Z in testing for population proportion? Dapat, you have two assumptions to consider. This should be true in order to use this central limit theorem. The first condition is, I'll write it here. The condition for binomial experiment are met. So what do you mean binomial experiment? When you say binomial experiment, assumption number 1 is a must. Okay, so this should be true in order for us to use central limit theorem, as well as number 2. So when you say binomial, bi means 2. When you say binomial experiment, condition for binomial experiment are met. Each trial in a binomial experiment has only two possible outcomes. Two possible outcomes. Nakay, success, you have success or fail. So you can use the central limit theorem or assumption 1 is met if the condition for binomial experiment are met. Meaning, ang imuhang problem kay duha ra kabut yung possible outcomes, success or fail. Okay? For example, success or fail. Smoker, non-smoker. Registered voter or non-registered voter. Right? Pregnant or not pregnant. Conditions or situations like that. So, you have ang success here is denoted by P. Fail, don't confuse this sa population proportion. When you say word success here is also denoted by P. Fail is, or failure is Q, such that P plus Q is equal to 1. Therefore, P is equal to 1 minus Q and Q is 1 minus P from this condition. Okay? Number 2, the condition n times P should be greater than or equal to 5 and NQ greater than or equal to 5, n times Q, are both satisfied. Are both satisfied. So that the binomial distribution distribution of the sample proportion can be approximated by a random, oh no, by a normal distribution with mu equals np and standard deviation equals square root of npq. So this is the basis to determine whether the sample size from the population proportion is sufficiently large or not. Remember that in central limit theorem, that z equals x sub bar minus mu, over sigma over square root of n. Uh, this is true. We use this one when n is strictly greater than or equal to 30, diba? But here, in using central limit theorem in testing population proportion, you only need to consider this. Kung np times greater than or equal to 5, and at the same time, n times q or nq is greater than or equal to 5. You can use this one, the z or central limit theorem. But here, ang yahang mu na is equal to np and ang yahang sigma is square root of npq. So, diba, from our previous lesson, we only use the z score or z value when it is at least 30. The n is at least 30. But here, in the second assumption, you just need to check if n times p is greater than or equal to 5, and n times q is also greater than or equal to 5. Okay? So, let's go back to the previous example. Remember, you can go back to that part here, this one. So, let's check for the assumption. So, assumption number 1. So, like previously, right, we know that the p here, the given, or no, we determined that p is equal to 0.45 or 45%. N is 500. And since we have q, that's 1 minus, this is the okay. Success, the meaning sa success is the registered voter, right? Is 45%. And q here is what? 1 minus p, or 1 minus 0.45 equal to 0.55. Right, let's go back to the problem now. Okay, from the 45% of grade 12 students, he surveys 500 students and finds that 200 are registered voters. This is where it's confusing. Kay, this should be what? Did you notice? This should be what? this should be this should be 0.40. Why man, ma'am? Remember that this one, the P here is what? Population proportion, right? And what we need is the what? P, the P here, sa to assumption number 1, the P here is success. So the success should be what? 0.40, which is, how did you solve for success? 0. Ano 500 out of 500 registered 500 students that he surveyed, 200 are registered voters. So that is 0.40. And to check assumption 1, duha gyud iyahang duha iyahang so no 0.60, and duha iyahang outcome, registered voter or non-registered voter. So this is the success and this is the failure. So for assumption 1, success P is what? 0.40, and failure Q is 0.60. P plus Q is equal to 1. For the assumption number 2, we need to check if assumption 2 is NP, is it greater than or equal to 5, and we know that 500 times 0.40 is equal to 200. Therefore 200 is greater than or equal to 5. And N times Q, is it greater than 5? Of course it is also greater than or equal to 5. 500 times 0.60 is what? 300. And it's greater than or equal to 5. So assumption 2 are met. So in this part, we have a new Z. So Z is this is the Z for test for proportion portion, also known as Z-com or Z computed. And here, from the Z value that we know, x bar minus mu over sigma over square root of n, Z-com or the Z computed, or also known as Z test for proportion, we have the sample proportion minus the population proportion over what? Uh, we have this should be PQ over N, and therefore we have, or we also have p hat minus p over square root of p times 1 minus p over n. Okay, since q is what? 1 minus p. Remember? So if we solve for the so for the z-com, we now have 0.40 minus what? 0.45, the proportion, and we have 0. Square root of 0.40, 1 minus 0.40 over 500. This should be negative 2.282, the z computed. So, I need you to be wary on this part. I'll write it again ha. Z com, or z test for proportion, is equal to p hat minus p over square root of p q over n. So to simplify this, or to not simplify but to expand, p times 1 minus p, right? Since q is what? Is equal to 1 minus p over n. So here, this is the sample proportion. The p here is the population proportion. However, when you go back here, this is a different different p. The p here is the success, right? And q here is the failure. This p is the success, not the population proportion. And n here is the sample size. So I don't want you to be confused like I was regarding uh, regarding the population proportion and the number of success, or success proportion. Okay, so since assumption 1 and assumption 2 are met, we now have the z computed. So I need you to if this video isn't sufficient enough, you can check for other sources as well. And when we go back, I'll have a quiz on this. Okay, don't overthink. Maybe I'll quiz on the concepts or what. Okay, so thank you for listening, and goodbye.